Hey, Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today is Fun Fold Friday. I'm going to be using my small business stamp set, which is great for all the things you might need, and great for those who have a small business and they want to send a little note or make their little things people order from them personalized by adding some extra thank yous. Thank you for your order, handmade for you, you've got great taste, shop local, and of course made with love. Today I'm going to be using this awesome thank you right here, plus our hearts and the shopping bag. The fun fold I made is a Z fold. Let me show you what it looks like. And this was a challenge card for me as part of Demo Swap. So it opens up like that. We show off some of our designer series paper. We have that embossing folder and a new punch. This is a celebration item, and this is the new mini catalog. Let me go ahead and set it aside, and I'll show you some of that product. Of course, I love hearing from you. Please leave me comments on where you're from. If you have this stamp set already, if you haven't even seen it before, I'd love to hear all about it. All right, for the paper, so you have a reference called Timeless Plaid. It is amazing. Part of the challenge was use neutral colors, and so I did my best to try to use mostly neutral. In fact, let me show you my original card that has the mossy meadow with the crumb cake. Very similar, I just changed up the designer series paper from one to the next. But this is my actual swap, and this is the one I'm doing for you guys because I love the blue with it. All right, we talked about the embossing folder as well, so that's how we got this amazing texture. We run it through our die cutting machine. This is free when you order $60 worth in the month of January and February as part of the celebration. And then that amazing punch that you might have not seen yet is called To the Point Label Punch. It is great. I like it because it can go in different directions. The punch goes up and down this way, and it coordinates with 2 stamp sets in the mini catalog. So it's a great deal, and it's just an all-around great shape. That I'm not even using the stamp set that it coordinates with, so it could be used for so many things. And I think it was underlooked. So take a look at that one. It's called To the Point Label Punch. And all these supplies will be over on my blog. So you're like, what did she say? How do I get it? There will be a link there for you to reference all of it. Let's go ahead and get the supplies out that we need for this card. And Z folds are fairly easy. Usually we just add an extra score line to our card base here. So let me go ahead and use my bone folder and just watch that Z start to form. I get that middle score line here, and we have one more created, not quite center though. The measurements will be over my blog, so you can have a written down reference to that. And that's the base of our card here. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping, so we'll grab those items. We need our punched out piece of cardstock and our basic beige. Those are our 2 colors of choice. Let me grab my foam mat for some even stamping. We could totally stamp without it, but I feel just a little bit more confident when I stamp with it when we're using these photopolymers. Let's get one at a time so we can get that in view. And let's grab our thank you. I'm using Mossy Meadow as my ink of choice for today. And let's set it right here. Our ink's always stored upside down, so that way the ink is always at the surface when I'm ready to stamp. And when you're done stamping, be sure to close it back up so it doesn't dry out and it can extend its life. If it does dry out, you can use a re-inker and just you go over it and add more ink to that surface there. All right, we are inking up our thank you. And we're gonna place it about center on our punched out label here. Pressing down and lifting up. Looks great. I love this thank you is kind of like crooked and crazy. And it's not perfect. That's one of the things I love about it. All right, for our inside, I have a cute little shopping bag. My idea is to make this card for someone who has ordered from me. And adding a little cute little bag to the bottom of it makes it an extra bonus touch. However, part of the challenge of this demo swap I was a part of was to do some masking. So what I did was I stamped that little cute bag on a Post-it note, which has almost lost its stick, but we'll still use it probably for this one last time. And I place it right over that image here. Then I'm going to grab those cute little cluster of 3 hearts that I have. I'm going to ink it up. And I want this to look like the hearts are coming out of the bag. So it's just barely tips of each of those 2 bottom hearts to make it look like it's coming out of the bag instead of on the bag, like so. Look how cool that looks. So the strings are right there and it looks like it's behind the string instead. Love, love that idea. So that's masking, which is fairly simple. You just use a Post-it note and you cover up the already stamped image and stamp over it that way. That's it for our stamping, and now we just need to do some assembling. Let's grab our paper back in. Let's start with that inside piece with some liquid glue around the edges, and X marks a spot. And place this nicely inside between the score line on that far side and our edges. This one is almost 2 size, so there's just a tiniest bit of border. I'll just kind of slide that around. All right, I want to glue this one next because this one takes a little bit more time to dry, because you kind of see how, there we go, that's a good example, how when we run it through the Stampin' Cut emboss machine, it makes the paper raise and it doesn't lay flat. And so sometimes that makes it harder to glue down, and that's why I like to use the liquid glue, so that when we lay it down, it presses into that nooks and crannies of our emboss piece here. Oh, this glue's almost out. Let me grab my next one. Always have two ready. Okay, there we go. Oop, I think I got a little close to the edge. So wipe it down and grab our crumb cake square. There we go. And you see how I didn't put it on there nicely first? So I'm going to take it and just push it up with my fingers. It hasn't dried yet, that liquid glue, so it gives me a little bit of room to wiggle. Okay, now if I'm worried about this being secure, I would grab something like the punch and just place it on top and let it have that weight, keep that nice and secure. Okay, so our DSP, this is the fun part where you get to pick what you want where. These 2 are the same size, so we can look at those in a minute. This one is on the front side, which we can have either that mossy meadow checkered look, or we can have more of that light blue one. As you can see, my sample had that fun light blue. The fun thing is to look and just see what looks good to you. I think I'm going to do this combo instead and see how that turns out. So flip it over so we're gluing on the back side. And carefully place it down and shimmy it as needed. I always usually start to the bottom and then I smooth it out to the top. Okay. Now, what do we want for the front look? Do we want that darker blue, or should we flip it and have the checker? Ooh, I think I am going to do the dark blue, or more solid blue for the outside look. A little bit of squiggles down that, and close it up so we can see just this side between the score lines. There's 2 score lines here, so you're going right in between them with this one. Press it down firmly, and then we're going to open it up to the inside, which will have this fun look here. Love, love that. This timeless plaid, I think, is a great, a little bit more masculine than some of ours. Would make amazing Father's Day cards, which I know are a couple months out, but sometimes we don't know what to look for until we're told. So this would be great paper to use for any of our Father's Day cards for this upcoming season. All right, this one should be nice and dry. And now we need to attach our thank you in some linen thread. It's one of my favorite embellishments. It is used all the time. We're going to just make a cute little nest. We're going to flip this guy over first though, and we're going to wrap it around our 4 fingers, 3 fingers, depending on how wide you want it. Look, I'm throwing around embellishments. Got it. So I wrapped it once. Hold it with your thumb. The one in, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to take my paper snips and just cut it off there. Then we're going to gather it up in the center, kind of like make an H shape. And then we can pull it out as needed. If it needs to be a little bit wider, we just pull it on both ends and let it loose a little bit. Then we're going to grab our dimensionals and we're going to use that to secure it. So I'm going to put one right here and another one on this side. And I'm going to add 2 more to some of the free space we have without the linen thread. Take off the backings. And you see I have a loose thread or loose end right here. I'm just going to loop it and stick it into that dimensional so it'll be nice and secure. Same with this one here. I'm just going to secure it on one of those so it's good to go. We're going to flip it and place it in the center of our embossed square here. Oh, that's looking good. Love that. Then we only want dimensionals on this one side. So we're going to flip it over and now it's going to be on the opposite side. And put 3 down here. Okay, grab our card base back in. We're going to hover over. So my idea behind this one is I don't want people to see the cute little hearts until they open the card. So I want this one to kind of just cover it up a little bit. But I still want some of the outline of the inside here, and I want to see 1, 2, 3 layers here on the front. But you can move it around wherever you want, depending on what you place hidden behind it. But there you go. We have a cute thank you card with our little hidden shopping bag that is full of love. Ooh, which would be really, really cute. Now that I'm thinking of it, I wonder if that one, oh, let's see. I'm thinking the Made with Love might even fit. Look at this. Oh, on the bag here. That would be a way cute way to finish off this card and put a little bit Made with Love with there. Love that idea. Okay, I'm gonna let that go for today though. That's it for our card. Let me know which one you like better. The one that has more of the mossy meadow or more of like the blues, browns, and greens in there. Both are super fun. And I hope you guys have learned something new and give this fun fold a try. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.